Nick.
Tys, what's going on, man?
Oh, look, we're back. We've had a little bit of a break, and we are back ready to fire with episode 118 of Nic, Tys and Videotape.
Hey, gang.
Hey, gang. Welcome back.
This feels much better.
We had our October Spookisode Fest. I hope you enjoyed our our Halloween special.
Halloween specials.
Our Final Destination ranking. And since then, we took a couple of weeks off to regroup, and now we're back, baby, with a vengeance.
We are.
And we are talking about...
We're getting two.
We are getting two.
Utah, give me two. Point Break style.
We are. Point Break. Kathryn Bigelow has directed a 1991 film.
Damn it. Really? I always put the year up. I'm pretty sure it's 91.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, of course, starring Keanu Reeves and the late, great Patrick Swayze.
The Swayze.
The Swayze master himself.
I watch it. A lot of people watch this for Keanu. I watch this for the Swayze.
Swayzes.
I watch this for the Swayze and Laurie Petty.
So, yeah, no, fair call.
Yeah, come on.
Give
credit where credit is due.
We're going to have a lot to talk about today. But, Nick, before we do any of that, why don't you tell the people where they can find our show?
Thanks for joining in. Sorry we've been a little bit absent, but thank you for joining into our podcast. We do love all of you very much, Lee. If you do like our podcast, please rate, review, subscribe, all of those things on Apple Podcasts, which is the main one, which helps our algorithm.
Yes.
Other than that, if you listen to it, and if you listen to podcasts anywhere else, just subscribe to us on there. That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. And chuck up a rating or a review, and it all definitely helps. And don't forget to get on the social medias, Nick.
Exactly. The Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram. We're on all that stuff.
Yes, and
all of it.
For a bit of fun, also follow us on Letterboxd.
Get on that app.
Nick, what are our handles on Letterboxd?
Handles, if you want to follow my man Tyson, Tys is TYS_videotape, and I am Nic, NIC_videotape.
That's it. And
we've had a few followers.
To those of you who have just randomly jumped on to follow us, thank you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much.
I hope you enjoy all my terrible ratings of things.
I wrote my first review the other day.
Hey, nice.
Yeah. I'll talk about that later.
I'll start getting. I think I'll get into the reviews soon. Yeah,
because I love if it's a quick edge from film bands who we've had on the show before. It does a little bit of just a quick 1 sentence, maybe 2 sentence reviews, which I loved. And our fan, our other friend who has been on the show, Adam Stolfo from
of the Real Chat
podcast. He does meaty reviews.
He writes long reviews, doesn't he?
Yeah, they're good, but some of them I've liked because they're top notch. He knows his
he definitely does.
Film. But Tys,
how do we usually start the show, Nick?
I'm pretty sure we watch some trailers.
Let's do that.
Everybody's talking
trailers. Well, so here we were thinking that there'd be a shit ton of trailers to talk about.
Too many, if anything. We'd have to make a trailer episode.
That's it. But not really. It's been pretty quiet.
It's because it's coming up to December, man. No one brings anything out yet. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Unless it's is it 2 weeks from now that we start getting Oscar feelers coming out?
I think we're starting to kind of from what I've been reading about, most of the Oscar favourites or suspected favourites have either had a trailer released or have been seen at festivals and things like that. So the front runners are starting to emerge, and we'll obviously start to hear a lot more about them soon. There was a few big second and third trailers for films, like we had the Rise of Skywalker, the second trailer for which had a lot more information in it. But we don't really need to talk about that. Suffice to say, we're pretty fucking excited, and we'll be watching that for sure.
We are. I think it's going to coincide also with the fact that a lot of two big TV streaming services have just dropped. You've got Apple doing their own streaming service,
Apple TV Plus,
with their original shows, and also Disney just dropped in Australia this morning.
Today, as we record, today's the first day of Australian Disney Plus, which has been around, I think, overseas for about a week or so.
But I think not competing with that with trailers and films is kind of
maybe it's a good
business tactic.
Now, Nicholas, not to give away the farm. Sure. You are aware of some things Apple related.
I am.
How is Apple TV Plus faring? Because I haven't really heard much about it.
It's kind of it's still just warming up. That's what I've heard.
Sure.
Yeah. A lot of people are jumping on it. There are a lot of good shows that they've been talking about. The major one is Morning Wars, and Morning Wars is only called Morning Wars in Australia because we already have a morning show. Everywhere else in the world, it's called The Morning Show.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
sure.
so that is everyone's loving on that. Everyone's
what's that, and what's that about?
It's the Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon one.
Sure.
Where I don't know what it's about, to be honest.
Okay.
I think it's about a morning show where those two are kind of in rivalry with each other about who's going to be the host. That's just a guess. Yeah.
Cool.
And what's his name is in it? Also, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Steve Carell. Okay, awesome. Well, look, I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm not going to be getting Apple TV Plus. Is that what it's called?
Apple, I think it's just Apple TV. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I won't be getting that, but I think we can both agree that Disney Plus, yes.
Disney Plus is a yes. Well, and then the reason why I was talking about a lot of this today at work with the guys, because Disney Plus, Tys, for those who are Marvel fans, Marvel have come out and gone, if you don't get it, you are going to miss out, because it does the Marvel shows that they're bringing out, such as WandaVision, all of the ones that they've mentioned, Incredible, She-Hulk, all that stuff, is in the middle of the movies that they're going to bring out.
Yeah, they've made it pretty clear that it's going to be
attached.
Very
it's going to be
closely tied in with the films, and it's no longer one of those you can just watch the films and get it. You will miss stuff.
You'll miss stuff. So yeah. It's a decent business ploy, and hey, look, you've got my vote. I'm in.
Look, I'm more than happy, and plus, it's just the convenience of it. You know what almost tipped me over the edge, and I hope we get it here.
Yeah,
every season of The Simpsons.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that.
Because of the Fox ownership stuff. I have heard a rumor that every episode of The Simpsons.
That's worth. That's a big catch. That's a big catch.
Anyway, that's not what we're talking about.
No, I will add one more thing.
Sure.
Because I got wind that they have rights to everything Hulu as well, because Hulu is the streaming service in the States.
Yes.
And they have X-Men the Animated Series, which is also
I have heard that,
Fox.
Yes, that is also on Disney Plus.
One for me.
That would be huge. I just play the title sequence on repeat.
Yeah. Have it so that literally loops like Netflix.
That skip intro button will never get used.
100%. Skip intro never happens for me unless I'm unless the intro is really shit or the song is boring.
Which rarely happens.
It rarely happens.
Unless I'm watching like Party of Five.
When do you watch that?
No, well,
that's gold.
Not in 20 years.
You're going to watch it.
What was that? Everybody wants to be closer to free.
Oh,
remember that song?
What was it? Was that Party of Five?
That was Party of Five, yeah.
Well, not Tys.
How about that one's buried somewhere in the back of the fucking noggin?
Yeah. Do you know how to do trigonometry? No, you know the Party of Five.
No, but I know Party of Five television thing. Yes. What are we talking about? Let's talk about Colour Out of Space.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
Look at this.
All those years in the big city, we finally got out. We're living the dream.
Maybe it is a dream.
Then everything just blew up. Big flash, like a pink light. Or actually, I don't even know what color it was. It wasn't like any color I'd ever seen before.
Looks like a meteorite. You think it's radioactive? I mean, it's from space, right? Meteorites are generally no more dangerous than ordinary rocks.
How can something that big just disappear? Did you plant those?
No.
Ward, you come here for a sec.
Oh, God.
What are you doing? Shh. It's talking to me.
Who's talking to you?
A man in the well.
It's in the static, it's in the moisture. It's in here, it's out there. And what's out there is in here now.
Everything's under control.
Why are you so in denial? That thing from the meteorite changes everything around it.
It's just a color. But it burns.
Do you believe me now?
I don't know what I believe anymore. Everything's gonna be A-okay.
All right, so Nick, this is this might be slightly more exciting to me because I'm a fan. I'm very excited to see Richard Stanley directing.
Yeah.
Now,
for those who don't know, Tys.
well, he directed a few films in the 80s into the early 90s, maybe early 90s. One of which was Hardware, which is a kind of cult sci-fi horror film.
I've heard of that.
Which I actually might have talked about on the show not too long ago because I watched it for the first time. I bought a cheap DVD of it off Umbrella Entertainment had it for like in their $3 DVD sale, and I was like, I'm buying this, like $3. Come on. And it was pretty cool. Like I found like it's a bit hit and miss, but it had a lot of really, really great ideas in it, and you could see that he's that kind. Like he's a real interesting director.
Yeah.
There was one sequence in it specifically, which was kind of like a tripping out sequence that I was just blown away by. It was so good. And then he was hired to write and direct The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Yes.
The famously terrible one with Val Kilmer and Marlon Brando.
Famously.
And
where just hell just went on the set.
Exactly. And it drove him away from the film industry. It was that bad an experience.
Yeah.
And if for anyone who's interested, there is an excellent documentary, The Island of Lost Souls, it's called.
That's right.
And it is like the stories that went on in that fucking set. It is bonkers. And so it was a real shame that Richard Stanley kind of just disappeared and needed to just not work. And he's done, according to his IMDb, he's kind of written a few things here and there and maybe done a few shorts, but this is his first. He's back.
Yeah. I love how it says in the title of this, the return of the director.
Yeah, which is kind of cool, and that's something to be excited about.
Like that.
Adapting a H.P. Lovecraft short story.
Yep.
Which, is...
I love Lovecraft, man.
Well, look, I'm going to be 100% honest. I've never read a Lovecraft story, but
3 or 4.
Everything that is based on his work, I always enjoy because I think he's
a good writer.
Yeah, it's his idea of horror I find really interesting. Although I've made this gag before, it's like the way he writes is kind of like almost like he's a man in search of an adjective. Like it's like a most unbelievable evil, the most hideous form you've ever seen.
Get to the point, man. What is it? What is it? What are we dealing with?
Actually, tell me.
Is it a blob or an alien?
It's unimaginably.
You have no idea.
Terrifying.
The gargantuan size of. Yeah, 100%.
Anyway, and starring Nick Cage, who's kind
Nicolas
of
Cage,
riding high after Mandy and
there was something recently.
Well, I think this is mostly trying to cash in on the Mandy good vibes because it's him doing a kind of balls to the wall horror film, which Mandy was. This trailer looked pretty cool, Nick.
It looked not too bad. Very kind of old school poltergeisty 80s feel.
Yeah, it had definitely a bit of that. You know what I mean? Had a bit of 80s to it.
Yeah. The premise, for those of you who haven't seen the trailer, watch it, but it's a meteor that lands in the back of Nick Cage's backyard and just infects the backyard with like almost like life and color, and all of these strange things start happening around this.
Yeah.
And it looks amazing. Like the look of it looks...
Yeah, the cinematography looks stunning. It actually showed as part of Monster Fest this year.
Oh, cool.
And it did win a few awards, I believe including cinematography and maybe Best Director as well as part of Monster Fest. So it does look as though that, it's a film very much with style on its mind, which I enjoy. I found that was pretty much the case with Mandy. Anyway, a film that I think I went in with way too high expectations of.
I'm still dimming down. I haven't watched it yet. Even though I said I was going to.
Which a movie that I quite enjoyed, but it is 100% a stylistic, like bonkers exercise.
Yeah, right.
And
is it more of an art piece than a film?
Well, and maybe those things can coexist.
Oh, 100%.
But yeah, I think, if you try to read, I think where it fell down a little bit was where it tried to be more more reflective on themes and things like that. Whereas it really struck gold as like a hypnotic kind of experience. And it feels like this might be a similar kind of thing. Yeah, obviously whatever this alien meteorite brings down fucks some shit up.
In a beautiful way, though.
Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting.
Because they've taken the title literally with colour and just the wash of that you see. Like, I love the shots where Nick Cage was just being normal, if you a normal family man. The background, the fact that it's coloured all the trees around the meteor pink. Yeah, I was like, that's actually really
I do
cool
enjoy
effect.
how, and this
really
is H.P. Lovecraft in a nutshell. The line of dialogue where it's like they were this colour, but it's a colour I've never seen before, and I'm like, dude, that's magenta.
Dude, it's hot pink.
Exactly.
I saw that shit.
I know that colour.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw some hot pants that color one time.
Yeah,
they're fine. Yeah, I love that. That was so good. What is the film? Because I've watching, especially the start of this, I was like, what is? Oh, Tom, my man Tys is dying, man. Oh shit.
Okay, so don't make me laugh tonight. Is the rules? Because if I laugh, I'm done.
All right. What is the most straight-laced Nick Cage movie? Like
straight-laced?
Straight-laced. Is it Family Man? I feel like we bring this up a lot, but
probably.
Because this is everything else is kind of Nick Cage is a little nutty in most things. You go to a Nick Cage movie, you know what to expect.
But yeah,
on the side of his acting.
But there's no point casting Nick Cage if you don't require that, and I think that's why a movie like Family Man is so forgettable. Because
right. Because it was him. It was
what's he doing?
Early 2000s, and Jesus Christ, it was bland.
And I just don't. It was bland. I don't think they clearly didn't know what to do with him. Is maybe City of Angels might be another one.
Yeah, he was still a little bit, because
he was wasn't he? He was an angel.
He was an angel. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's probably I'd love to know. Why bother? Why bother?
Why bother? Exactly. Just watch Face Off. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna take his face off. But yeah, this looks.
Go.
This looks fun. I'm definitely going to give this a watch. It's right up my alley. I think it's going to be a really interesting experience. I like the cast. Obviously, I like the director, and
bring it on.
A little bit of crazy kind of unimaginable horror that we're going to get to see on the screen.
Looks good.
Should be a bit of fun, I think.
It looks good.
Yeah,
I'm in.
All right,
I'm in.
What's next?
What are we doing next?
Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island. Oh, let's do it.
There is an elevator. In the elevator, you press the button to the floor with no name. Behind those doors is a life you always dreamt of.
The plane. It's here.
This weekend, you will be our guests. Here, anything and everything is possible.
No service. It's not everything is possible.
Good evening. I'm Mr. Rurik. Let me officially welcome you to Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island!
I'm curious how this all works.
What if your fantasy involves a person from your life?
Holograms, like Tupac.
What if it's somebody who died?
Tupac.
So, what's your fantasy?
Revenge on a childhood bully.
Your life is about to change. I hope you're ready.
That is a really good hologram.
There is only one fantasy per guest. And you must see your fantasy through.
It brought her back to life.
No matter what.
Oh my God. That's really her.
Rourke, this is not what I meant.
What the hell is this place?
People die here.
The island's twisting what we asked for.
We weren't brought here to have our own fantasies.
I want it, I got it. I want it.
We were brought here to be a part of something else.
I got it. I want it, I got it.
I'm your friend.
I've always wanted to hear you say that.
All right. So I had no idea this movie was coming out until I saw the trailer.
Neither did I.
Had zero idea.
Yeah.
And I even, when...
And we are old enough to know their TV series.
Well, I just didn't.
I've never seen it, but I
seen
know of it.
an episode here or there because it's just just floating around on television, and you just kind of watch the same way. If I'm scrolling through and Murder, She Wrote is on television, I might watch maybe 20 minutes of it
and
because
like, Angela Lansbury, you do that.
Solve that crime.
Exactly.
Do you know which one I used to love, and I probably would still love?
Taggart.
Taggart. I feel like that show ran for like 47 years.
Matlock.
No, but you're
okay, I'm on the track. I'm on the track. Okay.
Yeah, you are warm.
Damn, I'm warm. Okay, give me another one. Give me one more.
One more grizzled old private detective.
Oh, shit. What was his name? He had the stogie.
Yes.
No, he had the lollipop. Was it Telly Savalas? No.
No, that's Taggart.
Oh, is that Taggart? No, that's not Taggart.
Oh, no, Telly Savalas was...
I'm thinking of...
now you're killing me as well.
Damn it.
But it wasn't that one.
It wasn't that one?
It was Columbo.
Columbo! Damn it, I was on the right track.
Yeah, Columbo is the one that anytime it's on, I'm like, well, here I am for an hour. I still love him. Absolutely love him. But yeah, so I saw the screenshot for it. And it's clearly that it's a horror movie from the screenshot.
Yeah.
And just saw that it was called Fantasy Island and just was like, oh, what a dumb idea for a movie title.
Yep.
And then read, that it was actually a remake of the television show.
Yeah.
Set in a horror environment.
Style.
And I was like, oh my God, I need to watch this trailer now. Because that's a fantastic idea.
That is a good idea. I thought, though, that's what the Fantasy Island thing does. In like a Twilight Zone type way. Like, the only thing I can think of it right now, like remember the Twilight episode where the guy came into a bar and he was really, really racist, and then he went outside, and as soon as he opened the door and went outside and closed it, he was in Germany at the time of all of those things. Then he gets thrown, and all of a sudden he's a part of the Viet Cong in World War II, and all this stuff happens.
Which sounds like every Twilight Zone episode ever is that
something happens to them. Like they're stuck. Like didn't Fantasy Island do that? Like kind of flip what their fantasy was on them and go, oh, you like a lot of money, huh? Well, guess what? You're poor. Something stupid like that. No.
I'm not 100% certain because it's like my memories of them are super vague. But I think it was a little bit more along the lines of like
teach you a lesson.
Yeah, but the lesson was not like.
It wasn't
like Tales from the Crypt style, getting their comeuppance. It was more like at the end of the episode, everyone was actually just grateful for what they already had.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It was a family-friendly show.
Yeah, very much family-friendly.
All right.
Maybe by showing them parts of their fantasy, they discovered things about themselves.
They were like, I don't want that anymore.
Like, I actually want my humble things and blah, blah, blah. So, and there was also that guy that went, the plane.
Yeah.
And Richard Montalbano, was he the...
I have no idea.
Khan. Wasn't it Khan?
Wasn't it? Yeah.
From Star Trek? Wasn't he the main guy?
A little ball, a crystal, like a ball thing?
People are just loving this conversation, by the way,
absolutely.
of us trying to remember a show from the 70s.
If you're subscribing to this, Nic and Tys. Come on, man. You love it.
Hear us struggle to recount a television show that we've seen barely an episode of between us.
Yeah, and then... And they're yelling down the microphone at us. They're like, oh, you guys are so shit.
Yeah. Ricardo Montalban. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
What did I call him? Richard Montalbano. I was pretty close. But, Khan.
Montalbano.
So, yeah, we've now got Blumhouse who maybe are a bit hit and miss. Because they'll throw, they'll make any $1 million horror movie and hope for the best.
Yeah, man. Okay, get out there.
And look, sometimes it works really well. Sometimes it doesn't. Actually... This is, I think, a really great concept for it. Take that show. Hey, we're remaking a television show, which people are getting a bit sick of.
Yep.
Especially that whole, hey, remember this show from the 70s? Remember Chips? We're going to make a Chips movie. And no one gives
and everyone was
literally two shits about it.
What? What?
Chips?
What? Who knows?
The women that ride bikes?
The bike one?
The bike police.
The overly homoerotic one?
Yeah, with the short shorts?
I'm in.
And cars Dax Shepard?
Oh, Dax.
Poor Dax Shepard.
I love Dax. Give him a chance. The guy's got a thumbs up.
He seems like a really nice guy.
He does.
Like a legendary guy. Unfortunately, he's generally terrible in most movies.
Oh, that's lovely.
I'll give him props for Idiocracy, because he's fantastic in that. Idiocracy is a good movie. That's worth watching.
But yeah, this trailer... I liked it because it was a really good. It looks like. Do you remember the Wishmaster? It was very similar to that, but this looks like it's got a fair whack of budget behind it. So it's got a little room to play.
Look, I'd say Blumhouse work in like a mid-range budget horror. So this is probably 4 or 5 mil. So it's not bad. They've probably spent the most on the actual location itself, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's a relatively interesting cast, like Michael Pena, who we like, who is playing the Ricardo Montalban role.
Yep. Like the host of the island.
Yeah. Maggie Q.
Maggie Q's in there.
The lead girl from Truth or Dare, I believe.
Oh, okay.
This is actually the same director, Jeff Wadlow, whose really only claim to fame is he's the guy that fucked up the Kick-Ass franchise with that second one.
Oh, that was shit.
Yeah,
God damn, that was shit.
That was a bad movie.
And it didn't help the fact that Jim Carrey, I love him.
I love him too.
Love him a lot. Did the movie, then came out and said violence is bad. Everyone should not do violence. I'm like, dude, do you know what you just started?
What did you just do?
Pretty sure you got paid quite a bit for that.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But Jim Carrey's an odd unit.
He's not. I don't think he's on this plane.
No, he's not of this world.
He's definitely not of this world. He's a mad genius.
Just on a quick sidetrack, have you seen the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer?
No.
Where he plays Dr. Robotnik?
No.
It looks interesting. I will say that I did enjoy seeing Jim Carrey in Jim Carrey mode, and he's very much in Jim Carrey mode.
Exactly. You got to pay big bucks to get him in Jim Carrey mode.
Yeah, that's
he's because he's not a spryly young man anymore.
No, it's a good point.
I mean, he's not a spryly young man.
Probably takes a lot of energy to be Jim Carrey. You'd just be exhausted by the end of the day, wouldn't you?
End of the day, he's like, okay, I need at least 9 hours sleep, otherwise I'm going to be shithouse tomorrow, and I've got to sit in makeup.
Yeah.
Do you know what I hate? I hate actors who go, yeah, I had to sit in makeup for this. I'm like, bitch, I would sit in American Werewolf London hours of makeup. That was the Guinness. I remember the Guinness Book of World Records. That was the top hours of how many hours the guy had to sit there. I'd happily do that for free.
Well, I was about to say, knowing the kind of money I was getting paid, if I could just sit there with like an iPad watching movies while someone put me in makeup, or even and just actually having a nice conversation with people.
Exactly. You're makeup artist.
Worst ways to make some money.
Come on, get over it, Hollywood.
Jeez, you
jerks.
Yeah, exactly. Obnoxious, stuck up, and stay out of politics too, you losers.
But I do like. We've got a decent cast, guys. Michael Rooker's in this thing.
Michael Rooker's.
I
love Michael Rooker.
Who doesn't? Maggie Q needs to get more work. She's always awesome.
She is.
My man
great.
Jim Coates is in here as well.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
You don't know who Jim Coates is? Yeah, Jim Coates. You don't know who Jim Coates is?
No. What's he from?
You would if you've seen him. He's in one of our favourites. He's in Waterworld.
Oh, yeah. Kim Coates.
What did I say?
Jim Coates.
Oh, sorry. Kim Coates. Kim, I love your face. I'm going to try and make Tys laugh as much as I can.
It's not Jim's mowing, it's Jim's coats.
It's Jim's coats. Exactly.
They just drive around and with a wardrobe on the back.
Jesus. Fantasy Island went for the TV series 77 to 84. That's a long series.
7 or 8 season run. That's pretty solid.
Shit.
Well, yeah, so I don't even think we fully explained this, but by turning into a horror film, they're now saying that, hey, come and what's your fantasy? Blah, blah, blah.
We'll let you live
it out, but you're going to live it. And they really twisted some shit on you.
Exactly.
And
in sort of like a Saw way as well.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to go real. Yeah, but I'm getting a vibe that one of their fantasies was to be like a soldier or something, because it looks like there's some military flashbacks. There's some military scenes, so maybe
they get taken to some world where they have to fight people. I'm like,
well, it could be, maybe it's that's what I mean. I think the premise, the only thing that's a bit shaky about the premise is that these fantasies, I believe on the show, the fantasies were a lot more innocent, if I remember correctly. It was like, I want to just be rich, or
I'd love to
I want to be
get
a
horse.
famous actor. I'd love to know how to ride a horse.
Yeah.
I don't know how they sustained a 40-minute episode out of that, but
that's awesome.
Maybe.
Well, they have to feed it and pet it, and god damn, that's a lot of upkeep. Horses have shoes and shit.
Yes.
You have to nail
Your
them.
wish is granted.
Your wish is granted.
And then
you have 60 horses. Anyway, I wanted one horse.
Speaking of horses, and this is such a sidetrack. Have you seen John Wick 3 yet?
No.
Okay, well, that's all I'm going to say.
Thank you so much.
I'll stay away from that.
Don't do that. No, not yet.
Yeah, so that's about it though. It gets pretty wild in the trailer, and I'm keen.
It's wild.
I enjoy a good kind of off the rails horror movie, something that just kind of goes, all right, you're going bonkers.
Okay,
I'm going to go with you. Let's see how this turns out.
Look, we watched all the Final Destinations, and that was a mad rush of just insaneness. Sometimes I'm up for this.
Mostly, it was just a kind of casual stroll through some deaths
and running away from deaths.
Yeah, from a breeze.
From a breeze.
Yeah, and a shadow.
I'm so glad they got rid of that shadow shit.
I know, right?
God damn. Watch Final Destination, people.
Yeah, there you go. We've really sold it.
Yeah.
Just listen to our episode.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Well, let's move on.
Feature press.
Feature press, man. Give me 2.
And now for our feature presentation.
The ultimate rush. Nothing that comes close to it. Not even sex.
We are the ex-president.
Total commitment. It's a real thin line between life and death.
I'm not a crook.
It's not tragic to die doing what you love. If you want the ultimate, you gotta be willing to pay the ultimate price.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and please don't forget to vote.
You want to nail the bank robbers and be a big hero? Definitely. The ex-presidents are surfers.
You're trying to tell me the FBI is going to pay me to learn to surf?
Fear causes hesitation. Hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true.
We'll take you to the edge. Past it.
This is gonna be a great day, Johnny.
The taxpayers would like it, Utah, if they knew that they were paying a federal agent to surf and pick up girls.
Babes.
Big one.
The correct term is babes, sir.
Adios, amigos! 100% pure adrenaline. Neither one of you has anything even remotely interesting to tell me.
Caught my first tube this morning, sir.
Oh, God.
All right.
I tell you what. There's
Tys. Point Break, man.
There's something just wonderful about the way he delivers that line. It's got to be one of the greatest lines.
It's the pause, man. I'm telling you, it's the pause. And the fact that he literally comes... the window is down. He leans out the window, goes, Utah, 2. Like, it's so... Anyone. You can say that to anyone. They will know what that is.
Yeah. But it's also funny because he's talking about getting him a sandwich.
Yeah.
And he goes on, and it's actually kind of... It's subtle when he says, he's like, yeah, go down. They make the best sandwiches in the world. Hey, Johnny, go down and grab me 2 sandwiches. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. Meatball sandwiches, blah, 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 blah.
Meatballs.
And you would actually he would have missed him saying he wants 2. So it actually is purposeful that he hangs out the window and he's like, Utah, give me 2.
2. Give me 2. It's so good.
I love it. It's a great moment. Although they do miss a bank robbery because of...
And it's like the major bank robbery that they have to get.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's getting fucking sandwiches. And look at it. What is he looking at? Comic strip?
He's reading like Marmaduke or some shit.
Yeah, he's reading something like that. He's laughing his ass off.
No one laughs out loud at Marmaduke. I don't care who you are.
Exactly. You go, huh. Yeah.
At most.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's an audible chuckle, I'd be surprised.
Exactly. And anyone who says, you should see this Marmaduke, I'm like, no, wrong sentence. Wrong fucking sentence. Don't tell me.
I've got this legend. Mate, you should have seen Marmaduke this morning. It was legendary.
Oh, God, that just reminds me of like a boring ass fucking like a office job where everyone's around the cooler just...
Yeah, that's a life that I don't want. That one guy
Paul
talks
from
finance.
Talks about his coffee like, I got a main vein it. I'm like, you're a dickhead,
God.
Paul.
He has the cup.
Go fuck yourself.
He has the cup. Don't talk to me until I've had my morning coffee cup.
Just main vein it.
Yeah. He's I'm going to need you to go ahead and do that from Office Space. He likes Marmaduke, I bet.
Anyway. He doesn't like Point Break. He wouldn't get it.
No, he wouldn't get Point Break.
Tyson, Point Break. When was it? Tell me a story about the first time you watched Point Break.
Point Break was an early watch for me. It's definitely been around for a long time. It's been a while between viewings, definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
I always enjoyed it.
Okay. There's a pause there.
Yeah, because for some reason I haven't been drawn to watch it as much as I have some of these other
old
movies,
school ones from our childhood.
Yeah. Even though it ranks highly in my memory, I haven't had that urge to watch it. Like I would Die Hard or something like that.
100%,
which is interesting because I do really enjoy it. I think it's a really solid. I think it's directed incredibly well.
Yes.
I think it's not the best written action movie, but that's okay.
There are some scenes that are a little lacking, but it's not. It doesn't affect what's happening with your enjoyment of the film. Thank God.
No. This might be just be me, but there's either two things going on.
Sure.
There's one of two things going on. Is that they're either taking. So we're going to look. So
go on.
Rick King and W. Peter Liff are the writers on this film. I've heard a rumor that it was rewritten by Bigelow and Cameron together.
That's what I heard.
Now, there's one of two things happening. It's a bit self-referential when it's talking about all the surfing brings you closer to God nonsense.
Sure.
Or this guy believes it. And so I'm
talking about the writers?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm kind of torn either way because if they're sincerely talking about, it's basically like, living my life quarter mile at a time. If this is a sincere kind of like, yeah, man,
surfing will
the
change
wave,
your
it'll
life.
change your life.
Yeah.
It's blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm checking out. I'm just like,
Really?
nah,
Really?
see you later. Let's go skydiving again because that scene's awesome. But let's not worry about it. I don't need to hear you talk. If it's kind of commenting on that culture and the kind of the emptiness of that kind of mentality, the fact that mentality actually feeds into what's wrong with
with
society.
Really?
I think this movie's better. So, but I can't tell which one it's doing.
Okay.
To be honest,
I think, and I've written it down because it's. I think out of the gang, out of the presidents,
yeah,
I think Bodhi is the one that believes that. I think Bodhi is the only true person who seeks that lifestyle where he literally lives like a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah.
Like, it's really stupid to say, but I feel that he's the only one that believes in that. The other four are there for just a good time.
You reckon
They
they're
do
just
not
like
give a
surfer
fuck,
bros?
and they are the reason what's wrong with that. What you said.
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think Bodhi is the one that's the real guru. I hate that fucking word.
He's such a guru.
He is a
isn't he,
guru.
though?
Do you know what I mean? Like, I prefer that. What does he call him? The bodhisattva.
Well, that's
like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that's. I looked it up. I can't remember.
Bodhi's like it's like Hawaiian for like peacefulness or mindfulness or something, isn't it?
I think he is the one that he embodies that. I think he does it really well. I think they just have enough of that in him to just pass, and it's not too much to go, okay, dude, shut the fuck up, sort of thing. They just have enough, and they let it go, and then they keep going on with whatever action it is. Then I think they do well because you can tell that the other four are, yeah, man, let's just ride some waves, bro. Like they're literally that, and they. Everything that's wrong with that, like all of those guys, you're like, oh, you guys just don't get it. Like you don't understand the level that Bodhi's on, and yeah,
sure. But I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
the level that Bodhi's on, I still think is a degree of horseshit.
Oh, okay.
Like, and that's just my like. I'm not a spiritual person, like, and I never will be.
Sure.
I really struggle to connect to that. If that's your thing, by all means, I do not mean to offend anybody by saying that.
100%.
But I consider myself a much more of a realist.
100%.
And
believe in science.
Yep. I'm all about real things, tangible things that I can hold in my hand. Facts, figures, science.
If anyone practices Reiki out there, could you please Reiki Tyson's chakra? He needs it. You have no idea what...
I don't know what you're talking about, and that sounds kind of disgusting.
Crystals, man. Crystals.
Oh, yeah,
they're going to wash your, cleanse your chakras.
Hey, man, I've got a salt lamp. All right, so I guess I'm kind of on board with that.
Look, a true white man. I've got a salt lamp. Yeah, man, I got a salt lamp. I turn that shit on.
Sinuses,
I heard that's fucking good. I don't know what it does.
Yeah. So when I watched this movie. Oh no! Turn it back on.
There we go. I'm back. Hey, what's up?
Oh no! We lost it again. You fucked it again. Turn it back on. There we go.
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
All right.
Oh, that was good.
That
was good.
So this is for me, right? So watching this movie, I can appreciate that it's directed so fucking well. The action sequences are amazing. Patrick Swayze is
so good.
Just magnetic in this role.
In this movie.
But I don't buy into it, and so by the end of the movie, I've acknowledged that I've seen what is an incredibly effective action film, but I think the ideology of it.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not sure that this movie buys into it either. Part of me thinks that it's
the line. Yeah.
That it actually thinks it's bullshit too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird like that.
Bodhi is just a guy who's out for quick cash and doesn't give a fuck.
Well, and not even that. Bodhi might believe it, but he is naive.
Yeah.
And is completely going to be misled by his beliefs.
Yeah.
Which kind of happens in the end, I think, because he's got this kind of, for them, they feel like they're untouchable because what they're doing while they are committing these robberies that have a sense of danger to them, they feel invincible because they're at one with the fucking ocean.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And it all comes crumbling down and it clearly is bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, it's funny because I don't think the movie ever really goes out of its way to make a statement either way.
No, and I kind of like that. I don't want it to... not every movie needs to make a statement. Sometimes it's just a fun thrill ride. But yeah, I do like it.
But then we do get the Johnny Utah character.
Johnny Utah!
Is it the greatest character name of all time?
Is that the best name you've ever heard?
It's got to be up there. It's definitely up there.
Utah. This is Johnny Utah,
Johnny
man.
Utah. Ex-football hero Johnny Utah.
Quarterback punk.
Yeah.
There are so many good moments in this fucking movie.
There are legitimately so many great moments. But see, and so his whole character arc is that he goes from somebody who is a skeptic like me.
He is.
And becomes... under the spell, ends up under the spell of Bodhi, under 100%. his
life-changing surfing.
Yeah. So he's our hero. So are we meant to be on his side and go, oh yeah, he's discovered surfing has changed his life.
Yeah.
It's all about finding that one big ride, man. And at the end of the day, I'm like, and he throws the badge at his
I have big issues. That's one point of the movie where I'm like, what the fuck is that? Don't do that. Don't have him the scene where he throws the badge away. Either he goes there and he's already thrown the badge.
Well, I don't know how he's still an FBI agent at that point.
To be honest,
after all that shit that went down.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Obviously they would have been investigations, and he probably
internal affairs, the whole 9 yards.
He might not have gone to jail, but there's no way he's keeping his job.
No, he's got a desk job.
Yeah,
if that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because they really fucked up.
He didn't stop the robbery. He didn't get the cash.
None of those things. And lots of people died.
And quite a few people died.
Yeah.
And a lot of property got damaged.
He's in big trouble.
Yeah.
John C. McGinley is the hero of this movie.
I hate John C. McGinley. No way. What are you kidding me? No, I love him. He took that punch like a champ.
He's so John C. McGinley in this movie. He has made a career of just being that guy.
Yeah, he has.
Culminating in Dr. Cox on Scrubs, of course.
Yeah.
Very good.
God, it was funny. Do you know when this movie starts? Because I've watched this movie a few times, and I just wanted to now going into it. I'm like, when watching something like this now as an adult, I go, okay, how good are you that I watch the first 10 minutes and I'm in? Give me the first 10 minutes of your film because that's how I'm going to tell whether I'm in or not. Tys, at 7 minutes 06 seconds.
Yep.
We've got character intro and of everyone, and we've done our first bank job already.
Nice.
7 minutes.
wasting no fucking time.
That's awesome.
And this is not a short movie.
And they're not wasted either. No, this is not a short movie.
No.
And they're not wasted. You get a fully fledged, fully fledged characters.
I think the first scene is fantastic because I think it's setting it up really well because we've got these these two characters on completely different. Like the whole movie is I think brings us to this point where these two people who have very different beliefs find out that they're maybe not that different after all, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not that's really completely realised is maybe up for discussion, but I think they started off really well by having those shots juxtaposed of Bodhi surfing the waves, just kicking back, getting his adrenaline fix there, and by showing Johnny Utah, clearly he is
top of his game,
the hotshot FBI agent. So he's getting his kicks in a totally different way.
Yeah.
And I think that sets them up perfectly, is that they're both about the same thing. They're both about getting, how do you get that fix? What do you got to do?
Yeah.
And for Johnny, obviously, it's being the best. It's like, let's, and he gives that great fucking thumbs up after perfect score or
perfect score. When he's shooting those people, I'm like, pretty sure some of those were pedestrians.
Oh, one of them looked like a woman holding a baby.
I'm pretty sure it was. You just blew it away.
I don't think they had enough props.
Do you know what I love? I love scenes like that because nowadays, those scenes make no sense because you would have to know where they're going to pop up. It's literally just a random, unless you're looking at it dead on, because he's spinning around, you would need to know where they are. If you put them dead in front of you and go, bad guy, pedestrian, bad guy, pedestrian, bad guy, pedestrian, 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 bad guy. No, he's spinning around 360, so you've got to know where they're going to pop up. You can't just hear them.
No, isn't that the whole point?
But he would need to know, like,
that they don't know and they have to react. So, like, they randomize them for every.
That good. Like,
he is that good.
He can be that good.
It's Johnny Utah. He is that good.
No way, he's rehearsed it.
I used to be pretty good at like Point Blank in that game when that came up.
Hell yeah! It's all about what was the other one? Not Virtua Cop.
Yeah, Virtual Cop.
No, that wasn't the one that I liked.
Oh, okay.
I liked the other one.
House of the Dead.
It'll come to me. No, it was with a pedal. You're a cop.
Oh. Time Crisis.
Time Crisis, man.
Fuck yes.
Oh, Dan, if you're listening to this, my brother, man, let's get some Time Crisis happening.
Yeah. Let's have a time zone party. Let's have a Nic, Tys and Videotape themed time zone party.
A lock-in, man. You play a couple of bucks, you get locked in for 3 hours.
Couple of bucks.
Yeah. And those 3 hours, it feels like 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You're like, seriously, we're leaving? What are you doing?
Yeah.
I loved it because I genuinely thought that when they locked you in, everyone else outside was not allowed in. I was like, no. We have this. This is ours.
Is that not the concept of a lock-in?
No, not at all.
You can do it that way, though, can't you?
But that wasn't what happened.
Right.
It's not like they stopped people at the door. They go, no, we've got a lock-in happening here, man. You can't come in.
I've been misled. That's what I always thought it was.
As a kid, when I found that out, it ruined me. Oh.
That's sad.
I went up to my mum. Exactly. I went up to my mum and hey, I saw him come in. It's a lock-in. How is he allowed in?
Get him the fuck out. What if I want to play the game he's playing?
Exactly. Look, he's playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I want to play Raphael.
Fucking hell, I did. God, that arcade game was great.
How good was it?
We need to get
sorry about that.
Back on target. Back on target.
Stay on target.
Stay on target.
Stay on target.
Okay, so yeah. What else?
Johnny Utah. Look at this. Best name ever.
Johnny Utah may be the greatest hero name in all action cinema. 100%. We both have the same note. I like.
So we get the introduction of Bodhi, Tyler Pappas, awesome name as well. Angelo Pappas and Johnny Utah.
Fairly interchangeable. The rest of the crew,
100%.
Yeah.
Tyler's intro, Laurie Petty's intro.
Yeah.
I really like. I think it's really strong, especially because it uses not only the into surfing. You have that. You have the relationship start, which is clearly already there, because she tells him to get the fuck out of the beach, sort of thing, and also the FBI element as to an in. And that's great. That start is really strong.
Yes.
What happens with that FBI element? It just falls away. There's no proper cop work in this. It kind of just goes to the wayside.
I was
which
surprised,
is fine, but it's just like I'm not. It's not the believable part.
I agree with you completely. I actually found that I was really surprised at how quickly we got to the foot chase when they find out that he's an
all-time best foot chase.
I am an FBI agent. Oh, I've got a blocked nose. Hang on, that was really uncomfortable.
Oh, okay.
because in my memory, there was a lot more FBI working happening. He ends up finding out that they're actually the dead presidents almost by accident.
Yeah.
Because he stops using Tyler as like a...
Yeah, it's just a relationship at that point.
Yeah. There's no deep undercover work going on.
No.
He's just hanging out with Tyler and some mates now.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like, and he's thinking twice about it, being like, oh yeah, it might be this bunch of weird dudes from this other beach.
Yeah, which I love. That whole scene, everything about that is awesome.
We will definitely get to that because I've got heaps to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, and once it's not them, he has one momentary. Oh, I love that it's because he sees one of the moon. I love that mooning is a plot point in this film.
How is mooning? No, that was the linchpin. It was the fact that they did everything in sequence. I think that they moved together as one.
But he didn't click
when they
at
came
all.
down the wave. No, the click was the moon.
Yeah, until he saw one of them mooning.
But
and then he went,
everyone else watching the movie, they're like, there it is.
That ass. I've seen that ass before.
It's a nice
That's a nice ass, and I've seen it. Which is ridiculous to me. But he's not doing FBI work.
He's going for surf.
He's pretty bad at his job.
Look, he's not the hotshot we all thought Johnny Utah was. Young, dumb, and full of cum. He's not that guy.
What a line! God,
how good is that line? Sir, I take the skin off chicken. Good man.
Yeah, that's not bad. But they do present him as being a very capable.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the best.
I like at the beginning of it. I like how it's like, he's the hot shot, but he doesn't have the experience to back it up, which is the cliche.
Yeah,
but he actually is very good. Like, he actually shows some interesting kind of initiative.
Yeah,
and it's not in a worse movie or a more typical movie, he would have got chewed out by the boss earlier because he would have made a huge mistake on the second day of the job.
It was anyway. He got chewed out really early.
He got chewed out because he was wearing fucking board shorts and holding a pink surfboard in the...
At work.
Okay, and this is another thing.
Come on,
I know
really?
It's a different time, right?
Right.
Like, you can't just, you can't go Google someone's name back in 1991.
100%.
But as far as going undercover goes, the fact that he immediately, the first thing he does is yell out his real name while he's at the beach.
Johnny Utah!
I'm Johnny Utah!
Who cares?
The second thing he does is get recognised by a whole bunch of people as Johnny Utah, ex-football hero.
Yeah.
Now...
Cover's blown, bro.
Bro.
Yeah, man.
You're out.
You're done.
As soon as you tell your captain this, it's like, oh, well, you're out of there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, dude. They know who you are.
Because, you're telling me there's not at least one news article floating around of ex-football hero Johnny Utah joins the police academy.
FBI.
Because he's obviously such a big deal in his hometown.
That's the thing.
His graduation day is probably the front page of the fucking local newspaper.
No, man, they keep it secret. Plus, man, 1991, no one read shit, especially not surfers. Surfers aren't reading shit. They're reading Jack Kerouac or something like that. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no. 100%.
Do you know what I mean? They're reading that. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, chaff, bro.
Just watching Big Wednesday on repeat.
Exactly, man.
Or Endless Summer 2.
Yeah, this new show called Beavis and Butthead, man. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. But look, then we wouldn't have had movies, so I guess
exactly
we have to make exceptions. But there is
chart rips, bruh.
There's a lot of bra in this, isn't it? Hey,
well, it's a bra movie, man.
It's
like
weird.
it doesn't do it too hard. You do get the alpha dickheads that are way too.
Yeah, well, let's talk about them.
Squirting jets.
You got Anthony
Kiedis. Yeah,
the man himself.
Anthony Kiedis.
I fucking who doesn't love Anthony Kiedis?
That would be a waste of time. I'm like, good line, man.
Yeah, you also get in there, who I love, Vincent Klin, who is
Vincent Klin. I know
the
him.
villain in Cyborg.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? one of my
Van Damme.
Yeah,
Van
one
Damme
of my
Cyborg.
Secret Van Damme faves.
Passions.
Who in
Vincent
that
Klin.
is fucking... he's the guy with the kind of intense eyes, the big unit. I think he's Hawaiian or Samoan.
Klin. Warchild.
Yeah.
Back off, Warchild. Seriously. I love that line. I think that's such a great line.
But he in Cyborg is terrifying.
Right.
And has this voice, like this incredible voice.
Yeah.
Where it's all just... I might be able to do it because I'm unwell.
I'll give it a shot.
But he's like, they wanted peace. Peace. I hate peace. And I was terrified of him. Terrified.
Seriously?
In this, he's just like, hey, man. What's happening? I was like, that is not your voice. That better not be your real voice. Because you have lied to me.
That was his voice.
He's now... He's the one that almost gets the lawnmower to the face, yeah?
I believe so, yes.
He looks like a different person in that scene.
It does. It probably is, though.
Do you reckon that was a stunt? They just moved to the stuntman?
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't look right.
Because that was a lawnmower on.
Was it an actual lawnmower?
Can't really fake that. Yeah, that was a lawnmower on. The only reason... Like, when it's Utah, his face getting pushed into it, clearly it's not even like... Keanu is like, yeah, I can hold it here. I'm going to go to here. Okay, now I'm going to look like I'm pushing it away. Here we go. And he's not even... No one's behind him.
No, good point.
Yeah.
Well, what a great scene, though. The raid.
But I love that raid scene. It's so good. He comes late to his own raid. Pappas calling for the dog. That's such a great way to kind of knock on people's doors. You see my dog?
Yeah.
You see my dog? And he comes out and you see straight off the bat, and then we get... Is it Tom Sizemore?
Yeah, Tom Sizemore, who's the undercover
DEA.
DEA. Yeah.
That is such a good scene.
It is. It's a great scene. I remember that actually is the strongest memory in my brain of watching it as a teenager.
Yeah.
Is that scene. And there is a real clear reason for it. It is... Man, it is heart pumping. Like, and it's also got this real, discombobulating kind of effect.
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
like, there's anxiety,
because
building.
the lawnmower's making noise, and they're trying to tell him that shit, they're low, they're packing heat, get out of there.
Unpredictable characters because they're all like hopped up on shit, and they're nuts. They're all bonkers.
And you can tell, like, just the look of the house. You're like, oh, you guys.
Oh, it's a drug den.
You guys are on it. Yeah. You guys are on it
on the
all
gear.
The time.
And I love Anthony Kiedis is like just listening to heavy metal and just punching himself while he's lying in bed. It's just like, all right, man.
And all the women in the house are naked for some reason. Just no clothes. No clothes at all.
It's badass, man.
Yeah.
And it just has this effect of just complete confusion. And I think it's a really great example of probably, I mean, obviously I'm never going to experience that, but probably what it's like.
Being...
To actually a raid like that.
Oh, sure.
It probably is.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, for the 2 or 3 minutes that it goes on for, it's probably just so... confusing and everything.
But they go in with
sounds and things coming from over here, and you got to think quickly over here, and then you got to react to this and react to that, and everything is just so heightened.
Yeah, I reckon it more. Yes, I do agree, but I think that with more people, it'd go something more like a scene in Sicario, like the highway scene in Sicario, where it's a bit more surgical.
Yes.
Sort of thing.
But we are led to believe that these guys are, they're good at their job. They're FBI.
Exactly.
But we're not dealing with the best of the best. We're not
we're not. These guys
dealing with SWAT.
It's a day job.
SWAT team.
100%.
It's,
but they thought they were going in to bust surfers.
Maybe just bust some surfers that might have been robbing banks.
Yeah.
These guys look like they're up to something. Yeah. They were doing some... Although it was only 2 bags of coke or whatever that they had. It was like...
2 keys.
Come on, man. Let them have a good time.
Jesus.
Surely that's only just enough for the summer.
No, that's trafficking, bro.
It's no Scarface.
It's 20 to life. It's no Scarface, that's true. Scarface.
Basically, until you can pick up a chunk and just throw it at your face, a la Scarface or like Jack Nicholson in The Departed, where he's just got a plate of it and just goes and just throws
How good
it.
Is that
that's when you know that
he just throws it in his own face. You're like, yeah, I got some.
Yeah, that's when you know that you've made it. When
fuck. I know I've made it.
That's the measure of success.
Jesus
I don't even measure out my coke. I just throw it at my face.
Throw it at my face. I'm good. Oh God. Oh, that's good.
Get this phlegm out of my chest.
Keep it. It's a good story.
Oh man.
Oh, I do like what I was going to say about that house. I love how they're both surface, but there's a clear divide between that house that you would not. I'd be quite fearful to step into, even if I did know them. Whereas Bodhi's house with the house party, which Utah goes into, he knows that they're surface, but no, he goes in like a shirt. Like a button-up shirt. I'm like, oh, dude.
Yeah, come on, man. What are you doing? You're embarrassing me.
What kind of an undercover agent are you, dude? Come on. Anyway, Bodhi's house, you'd love to be at that house party. Yeah. Everyone's just having a good time, just chilling out, talking stories, getting a little wild.
Well, look, I think they do a good job presenting the 2 different sides of the coin of these people. Like you have on one side, like, because they are all, adventure seekers, thrill seakers.
But
like they are.
There's
like
a family element to them as well.
Yeah. It's all about family and Coronas.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I remember people saying that Fast and the Furious is just Point Break, but with cars.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, oh, but not really. It's just Point Break with cars.
It's not Point Break with
cars. It's almost 100%.
Is it Point Break with cars?
Yes.
It's not Point Break with cars.
It is. It's amazing
Point Break
how
is
similar it is.
so much better than Fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking quality levels.
Oh, okay. You're talking
like
just
story level.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing how similar it is.
It is very,
amazing.
That's true. They do have the house party.
They have. It's the same thing, man.
Oh
he
my
infiltrates this thing. There's the group that you think are the bad guys, but aren't actually.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's bad
true.
for other reasons, and it turns out to be them. They're much more about like noble intentions.
There's the love interest.
There's the love interest that was previously associated with the main one.
This has ruined Point Break for me.
No, it shouldn't ruin Point Break. It should ruin Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. Fast and Furious wasn't that good.
No, but do you know what's funny? I re-listened to our Fast and the Furious episode.
Yeah,
not that
did we
long
like
ago.
it?
We liked it a bit. We both kind of went, do you know what? This ain't too bad.
It was good. I remember that. That's true.
We had little moments where we were like, this could.
You know why? Because it's a Point Break ripoff.
Exactly. Now we know why.
That's cool.
But they do have that kind of
under the radar, just robbing the fucking story. Sorry, keep going.
No, that's all right. Yeah, someone should have been sued.
Yeah,
like 100%, as if no one got sued.
Someone got sued.
They do a nice job of showing, because they've both got the same mentality. But then you've got Bodhi and his crew who are very anti-violence, very spiritual.
Yeah,
but are out for the thrill. Then you've got Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah,
and they're doing the same stuff, but violent.
A lot of drugs.
A lot of drugs.
It's if there's not drugs at Bodhi's house, though.
Yeah, but they're probably just smoking weed, man. Like,
yeah, good point.
It's
not as if they're main veining fucking heroin.
No,
Those guys
exactly.
look like they're doing heroin.
Yeah. They've definitely put something in their eyeballs at some point.
100%.
So it's nice that you see the two differences in that, because then it makes sense that they're the ones that you would immediately turn toward and go, okay, well, if we're looking for bank robbers, bank robbery takes a certain amount of, I wouldn't be surprised, speaking of throwing coke in your face, you need, maybe you need that little bit of false courage to do something like rob a bank, so maybe these guys are the more likely suspects. So I did like how they did that. That's probably why this movie is long, though, because they do spend a bit of time on that plot, which doesn't really pan out.
Which one was that? The
other guys.
The other guys.
Yeah,
that's true. It didn't pan out. It was good, though.
Oh, it's great.
There was no repercussions.
It's probably the second best sequence in the film.
Yeah.
Third best. There's some great moments in this film.
I remember at the end of the party scene when he hands him the black. I remember it being black. It's not black. The black surfboard that's on the wall, and he hands it to him, and he's going to go. We're going to go for a night mission. You up for it? I remember that room. Me wanting, like, I wanted that to be my bedroom or my house or something.
Yeah, right.
And that surfboard on the wall, I was like, good. Look at that. That looks so. I thought it was so cool. I thought, look at that. That's got to be worth a lot of money. It looked like the Rolls Royce of surfboards.
I got to tell you,
he gave it to him.
Well, I don't know anything about surfing. Have you surfed?
I have surfed twice in my lifetime.
How'd it go?
Failed miserably.
Yep.
I've
boogie boarded.
Oh, you boogie boarded? Hey man, boogie board's a thing.
It's definitely a thing.
It's definitely a thing. No, I went to high school with everyone who surfed.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I grew up on the Mornington Peninsula, so everyone surfed. It was all about Point Leo and getting up at stupid o'clock in the morning. And man, I stayed on the beach with the girls. I'm good. You have fun with that?
Sure. Yeah. I apparently it's really hard according to this movie. So
yeah. You got to pop up quick.
Wait, yeah. Pop up.
Yeah, man, what are you doing?
What else?
What do you got?
I
do like. You know what I did like halfway through this movie?
Yeah.
What it does well, and now that I realise that Fast and Furious does the same fucking thing, it makes the divide very hard. The fact that we know that it's not. It's very obvious that Bodhi and the guys are they're presidents. Yeah, ex-presidents? Is that what you call them?
Yeah, well...
it's quite obvious that it's them.
At any point are we meant to assume that it's not, do you think?
Are we? We're not meant to click when we see the arse, just like Keanu, are we?
Surely not. I think we're meant to assume, a la Fast and the Furious, that it is them the whole time.
The whole time, okay. Because what that does is that it makes the divide that, well, we really like Bodhi, and we have to bring him in. Like he's kind of a friend, and then it gets to the point where Bodhi needs to push the envelope in order to escape, hence kidnapping Tyler. You know.
Yeah, I would say if we compare the two films, which I don't want to compare them but just in relation to this part of the conversation, Toretto and Bodhi are very similar up to that point in the sense that I don't think Toretto would do that. So Bodhi as a character is willing to go further.
Yeah, he is.
And even though he is charismatic as hell, and I think... I honestly do think a lot of the reason why we love him, it's not what's on the page. It's what Swayze does.
What Swayze brings to it.
Because Swayze is he was just that charismatic. Like, God, he's so good, and you forget. Like, even watching something like, see our previous episode, Dirty Dancing, like, it's a role that doesn't deserve to be as...
That good.
And
he makes it that good. Yeah.
It's so memorable that, like I was saying before... You almost buy into the bullshit. You almost believe the nonsense.
Yeah.
And only he can sell it. So,
So it's a hard, at the end of it, you're when he goes and I guess that's kind of what the climax is, that when Keanu finally catches up with him at Bells Beach, Australia.
Yeah, sure it was.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
When those guys were all Australian extras, I bet.
Oh my God, they really weren't. It was such a thick New Zealand accent. It was weird. That he, should be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, he shouldn't be as sympathetic as he is at that point, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think
he should be conflicted as whether he's going to take him in or not. Do you know what I mean? But
and that's it. But the only the movie paints that picture, but there's nothing really in the Bodhi character on the page that would make you feel that way. So it's almost like they lucked out. This movie succeeds and is so memorable I think with a lot of thanks to Swayze.
Yeah.
Because Bodhi, in a lesser actor, when they were trying to do this stuff, make him sympathetic, when it wouldn't have worked.
No.
So at the end of the movie, when Keanu is having that kind of that back and forth thinking, do I let him go, do this thing?
Yeah.
If it was anyone else but Swayze, I think we'd just be like, I don't care.
Yeah, 100%.
Do whatever you like.
Yeah.
But because Swayze has Swayzed his way through this movie with like the effortless charm that he has in most of the movies.
Because every time he comes up, like when Bodhi knocks on your door and goes, "Hey man, the swell's awesome, let's go." You want to go with him.
I'd go hang out with Swayze and those dudes.
If you're not, like in a lesser actor, you're not. Go, dude, fuck off, man. It's 4 a.m.
It's so funny. I think Swayze's one of those guys I've just really took for granted.
Yeah. Well, I looked into I did the same thing, and I was like, well, why haven't I watched more of Swayze? What is it? He didn't do a ton. Didn't do a ton.
No,
he didn't. And he messed himself up. He was a Tom Cruise, and he did a lot of his own stunts. And there was one that kind of wrecked him quite hard, and he didn't bounce back from it quite well, and hence had to take lesser roles and things like that.
Couldn't do the action film stuff anymore.
Yeah. But when he hit well, like Dirty Dancing, Roadhouse, even The Outsiders.
Oh, I think he's incredible in The Outsiders.
Yeah,
he's perfect in that.
Still great.
Ghost is like one of those secret favourite movies that I forget exists until I think about it and go, oh, that's like pushing top 10 favourite all-time movie. Like, it really is. I fucking love Ghost. And it just
top 10 all-time.
Because it comes out of nowhere.
Shit.
And then I start thinking about Ghost.
I haven't seen Ghost again. I need to see Ghost
Oh my God, I love every moment of Ghost.
Yeah. I had he's not a friend at all, and he's barely an acquaintance. Right. Say to me the other day, oh, Nick, you love movies, don't you? I watched this is quite a young gentleman as well.
Yeah.
He's like, I watched Ghost for the first time. It was awesome. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Did you like it? He's like, yeah, okay, maybe you go up just a little notch. And the fact that he liked it, I was like, wow, that's well done. Who's looking up Ghost and watching Ghost who's under 20?
It's a good point.
Under 25.
I don't know what possible reason you would have to go and watch Ghost now.
Do you know what I mean? No one knows who Swayze is. Barely anyone knows who Demi Moore is. The only reason you're watching it is for Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, maybe he watches The View. and was like, oh yeah, well, that Whoopi's on. Yeah, she's got some good points.
She's quite good.
Yeah, she makes I like her views.
I'm gonna watch. Oh god. Oh, what were we talking about?
Swayze just being fucking amazing.
Oh, I've got another thing.
Yep.
Swayze is top notch. You watch it for Swayze. Keanu is good.
Yes.
Little lacking though.
It's not my favourite Keanu.
There are scenes where you're like, oh dude, what was that?
He's a little embarrassing at points.
Yeah.
And look,
that's not to take anything away from him.
No, I really love Keanu Reeves. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of his. And he works when he's cast well. And he is cast well in this.
He is.
But he is saddled with some dialogue that is not... that he's not as great at delivering as some of the others in this cast.
Yeah, 100%.
But his natural presence is perfect for this film.
100%.
And so he gets by on that 100%. But obviously, like Keanu, a lot of people give him shit, but he's perfect in the right stuff. He's almost in this one.
Was he coming? He was coming straight off the back of Bill and Ted's.
Yeah, well, it was the same. Yeah, it would have been the same year.
Was it
91.
the same year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know which one they filmed first.
Yeah, because I feel like he came in a little bit too Bill and Teddy. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe. Maybe he could.
Oh, yeah, seriously. Like, Excellent Adventure. Oh, no, wait, hang on.
Bogus Journey. Excellent Adventure was 89 or something, wasn't it?
Jesus, what a year. Dude. Bogus Journey, Point Break, My Own Private Idaho. Keanu Reeves. 1 year.
Well, see, My Own Private Idaho is the one that most people would point to as being an example of how he could actually act.
Yeah.
That's River Phoenix as well, isn't it?
That's River Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Yeah, I still haven't seen that.
I watched it in high school because I think we had to for something.
Yeah. Why does every other high school get something decent to watch? I had to watch jack shit. I got stuck with, we're Australians, so we have to watch Australian stuff.
Oh, really?
We're going to watch Cozzy. I'm like...
Well, Cozzy's all right.
Cozzy's good. I'd rather read the play, but... Oh, God. I hated my school for doing that to me.
Do you know who... I really enjoyed the performance of in this movie. And that's Gary Busey.
Give me two.
For all the shit he gets as being an absolute lunatic.
I think he's... and he is.
I
think he's great. I think he's a great actor.
He's really great in this.
Yeah.
He's really lovable.
Yeah.
And as the mentor figure, he's perfect.
Mm.
He's the grizzled old FBI agent.
War veteran.
But he doesn't have that... Yeah, fuck. I love how many times he just keeps bringing up, you were shitting in your hands and rubbing on your face while I was taking shrapnel. But he doesn't play it as it's not Nick Nolte in 48 Hours.
No.
Like where it could be.
Yeah.
He's actually still a bit of just a jovial kind of dude as well.
And it's not Danny Glover too old over the hill either.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
He's not
still
pulling
in there.
Yeah, he's still in it. He's not doing the whole I'm too old for this shit biz.
Exactly.
He's there.
He's there. He's in it.
He's just lost a bit of... He's just lost a bit of his way a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And I totally forgot up until this rewatch that he dies.
Me too.
I was like, whoa, hey. Oh, man, he dies hardcore.
Spoilers for Point Break.
I hated and I remember still remembering it from the last time I watched it. When he dies and Keanu's run over to him is like the slowest run I've ever seen him. He like kind of casually walks over.
Hasn't he fucked his knee at that point though?
He has. Forgot about that.
Yeah. Sorry, cut him some slack.
Still a shit run. Come on, man. The guy just died.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck if your knee hurts.
I like how a football injury comes into this movie quite a lot.
No,
becomes
it's good.
A very important
it becomes very important.
Yeah.
Oh no! No!
Yeah.
How good is that? And what a perfect end to a running scene.
Well, the foot chase is the
Come on.
Okay, I've said this 2 or 3 times.
You can't.
I'm torn between the
pick one.
skydiving scene and the foot chase as the best scenes in the movie.
Okay,
because they are both. I was legitimately watching the skydiving scene, wondering how they did it. And
okay. Did you read how?
Yeah,
yeah.
And couldn't believe that this movie doesn't get more credit. Like when we watch Mission Impossible fucking 37 come out,
yeah,
and Tom Hanks is he's sorry, Tom.
Woody's jumping on a plane.
That is so good. Tom Hanks in Mission Impossible 17.
Hey, I'd love it.
It's
only if he's a villain. I want Hanks to play more villains, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch that The Circle movie or whatever.
No, I'm not watching
Never
that.
watching it.
No.
Anyway, so Tom Cruise is doing some wild shit and blah blah blah, and we're seeing people jump off buildings. that skydiving scene is something else.
It was beautifully shot.
Oh man, and it's the closest I've felt to watching a skydiving scene and feeling like I'm
you're
experiencing
there,
it. Yeah. And I never want to skydive. Like I have absolutely zero interest. And that cemented it for me because it actually, I started to get kind of like...
That cemented you not wanting to do it, right?
I was starting to get vertigo, little bits of vertigo watching it. Like those, I felt the weightlessness. I felt those moments where my stomach would lift a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so well filmed. I love it. And the fact that they were just actual skydiving nuts.
They just went on a weekend and just went off and... Yeah, let's do it.
And they do it for fun in between days. When they had days off, they were just like, well, let's go get some air then. Fuck it.
Oh, I've actually wanted to skydive for quite a while. And I've wanted to do it because I've even looked into it, you have to do 11 shoots. And then you're allowed to shoot by yourself.
Right.
And I've always wanted to shoot by myself.
So you got to do tandem ones.
You got to do tandem ones up until 11, packing your own shoots and things like that.
Yep.
And then you're allowed. It's not cheap. That's the thing.
Yeah, look, I've got zero interest, but
I'm taking you up, Tys.
No,
we're turning 40. We're going up.
No, not in a million years. Not in a million years.
Red light.
You also get that wonderful shot because Swayze is Swayze.
Oh, this one.
Well, the one that I like the best is when he's actually when it's just on his face. He's in the plane and he's like, what does he say? See ya.
Adios, amigo!
Oh, yeah. And just falls out backwards. And, you can see that it's him. Yeah, it's him doing it. And you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze just jumped out of this plane.
Yeah.
Like, that's so good.
My favourite shot is the when he comes back around and he's just, the smile and the happiness on his face as he's just gliding down. I'm like, that is just a man in bliss right there. Look at him just having a ball.
Oh, man. It's wild. It's wild. And so I believe this is an interesting part of the movie. At that point, I don't understand why Johnny goes with them. That morning when they come in, I don't understand why.
I think he's caught up. I think he doesn't want to blow his cover.
But he should know, as if does he honestly think his cover's not blown?
I know, right? They're there for a reason, dude. Like... and this shows how bad an FBI
he wasn't wearing a mask. No. They were wearing masks. They all saw him running after them in the car, shooting, chasing him down.
Saw him straight away.
Like,
and they all saw it, and that's why Patrick Swayze. Someone goes to shoot him. Patrick kicks the gun out of the way.
Yeah,
goes,
exactly.
No.
So they all know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
When they come into the house, I find that moment really strange.
It's unsettling.
Yeah, that he's just like, "Come on, we're going for a ride," whereas. Wouldn't it just be like, okay, just hang on a second. We all know what's happened. We're not idiots here.
Yeah.
Are we idiots?
Wrong movie.
Can we all just stop for a second? What do you want to do? But having said that, I buy the skydiving scene as, like, I mean, I know that they're trying to scare him a little bit on the way up. I actually do buy it when they form the circle together as like a moment where it's like, hey, listen, man, we are very different people. You've fucked us over, but we do have this in common. And maybe it's like do you really want to get involved in this further?
Or are you just going to let this go?
Maybe we can just let this go.
I think you're buying into it, Tys. It sounds like you're bodying out a bit. Just a touch. Just a touch. Just a pinch. No?
What does he say? There's one...
I think you're voting out a bit, Tys. That was nice.
Because when he has that conversation about, we're proving that the human spirit is still alive, and I'm like...
Yeah, but that's one of the lackey dickheads who says that.
No, that's not.
Is that Bodie?
That's Bodie. That's Bodie's word of wisdom.
He believes that. He's a champ. I love him.
So, I mean, Swayze sells it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'd follow that man anyway.
Exactly. Maybe up into a plane?
No. Do you know what, man? If Patrick Swayze was like Tys, also now because
if he was still alive.
No, I'm about to say, because also especially now because he'd be Ghost. Yeah. And I'd be like, well, fuck, I'm going.
Ghost, man.
Go Swayze.
Go Swayze. Hey. I'm not in this movie. I want to be in Point Break, not Ghost.
Can we combine these two movies?
Hell no. That's a horrible film.
What else?
You know what I did like? The scene where they land after that scene, the skydiving scene, takes him into the van. It gets grittily real. They don't shy over anything.
Yeah, no,
it's
it does.
Quite full on.
It does.
Yeah.
I think the violence in this movie is quite full on. Like, they don't really pull its punches. Like, Ketis gets his foot fucking shot up.
Yeah.
You know, like
the stabbing, the chick that stabs.
Oh, it stabs the FBI agent in the back.
In the back.
The bullets, like the bullet wounds, are good and solid squib wounds.
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, and not to gloss over the foot chase because we only mentioned it briefly, but that is so good, and it is like you feel every crack against the door, like the bit where he throws the chair through the window and has to just fall straight through it. Like you feel it. They're those. Do you know when you're watching movies and you just get that tingle in your body of where the pain would occur? Do you ever get that?
You're like, oh shit, that hurt.
And
I'm that guy in the cinema because fucking Jesus Christ.
And I get like these tingles and I'm like, oh, I get it when it could be like the dumbest thing ever when someone just like falls over on like concrete.
Oh, like
in a movie.
Looks awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get this kind of like this, oh, I felt that all the way up through me coccyx. Yeah. And that scene is just all, I feel every little
it's a
moment
lot of concrete hits.
Yeah, and it's so fast paced. And whatever I was reading, they invented some little rig thing so that the cameraman could just run with them.
Yeah,
and it works, man. It reminds me of that opening scene from Narc. That might be my other favorite foot chase.
That's a good movie.
I'm trying to think of good foot chases.
To be that good, and it was.
Yeah, Narc's fucking great.
What's another good foot chase? First Matrix.
Oh yeah. Matrix.
Is that a good foot chase at the end?
The end, that's a great one.
Your left, your other left.
No, you're not wrong.
And the knife at the oh, that's so good.
That's a good question. I might look up on Letterboxd and see movies with good foot chases. Maybe that can be one of our lists. Why does it always have to do about running? Why are all our lists about running? So we've got funny runs. We've got good foot chase. We've got good runs.
Good runs.
Which are basically just all of Tom Cruise's movies.
It's just Tom. Yeah. There's got to be someone else there that does good run.
Do you know who has a terrible run?
Keanu Reeves.
His run's not great, to be honest.
You know why? Because he's bow-footed.
Is he?
Yeah, if you watch, he's bow-footed.
Ah.
So his run comes out like that.
Right.
You see it when he's late for the raid and he runs and he's sticking the gun, he's putting his shirt on, sticking the gun in his thing. I'm like, dude, you weird.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. No, that must be the character because he runs fine in The Matrix. Does he run fine in The Matrix? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
Method actor.
Jeez, nice one. Johnny Utah. Utah, man.
Sand in his underwear. It's very awkward to run, I'm sure.
So good.
They don't mention that. How often, like, everyone's just going around doing their business. It's hot and sweaty and they've been at the beach all the time. You're chafing. So much chafing.
So much chafing. How good is Laurie Petty in this thing, man?
Oh, I love Laurie Petty. We can't go without mentioning Laurie Petty.
We have to mention Laurie Petty.
She's just one of those people that you're just like, man.
I just wish she did more.
That's what I mean. Hollywood fucking dropped the ball on her because she's really great. And Tank Girl.
League of Their Own.
I mean, League of Their Own and this really kind of showcased, but you know, what else we got? We got Tank Girl and we got what else?
No, that was it. Tank Girl, this, and League of Their Own. That's all you got. She's been in TV. She's done a shitload of TV now.
Yeah.
But yeah, back in the day, especially because she went from League of Their Own, she was the cute little sister that you play ball with, to Point Break. She's literally like
is that the other way around?
Oh, is it?
I think it might be the other way
I'm
around.
just talking about characters. I'm talking about the fact that she's like gone in Point Break like a mad sex symbol. Like she's that scene where they're she's in the
gorgeous,
bed,
man. She's stunning,
and the linen is just black on black, and I'm like, that is a hot shot right there. That looks really good.
Well, it's for a person with a clearly unique kind of on-screen persona who completely pulls off like that kind of the sexual lure of the romantic character.
Exactly.
But also believable in all other aspects of the role as being a bit of a hard ass, like very capable, take no shit from a bunch of surfer boys.
Exactly.
Like
she can hold her own.
It's really surprising that she didn't go on to do more. It's like
Free Willy. That was the other thing. Side part.
Sure. I feel like Tank Girl really kind of fucked her.
I love Tank Girl.
I think because it was such a flop.
It was. Everyone thought that it was going to...
People just ran away from her, I guess.
It's a cult classic. I have it. Blu-ray, man.
Yeah, nice. Come on.
Yeah.
The other thing I just want to mention...
Yeah.
I think... So at the end of this movie, I think I decided that as much as I love it for what it is, and it is a time capsule that I will happily revisit, I feel like this is a young person's movie.
100%.
This is because this is a movie where... This is like... We've talked about this before. This is the kind of movie that you have to watch with the eyes of a 20-year-old. Because
teenager,
or even a teenager,
late teens.
Because as you get older, you end up siding more with like John C. McGinley.
Don't say that.
Because they're all 25 or something, and there's that snotty kid who is like, "Hey man, it's never too late to start."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
too late to start, man.
He's 25, and I'm like, "Oh man, God, I'm fucking 37." And what if I decided I wanted to go surfing?
And I like a nice couch and a cup of tea. Fuck, I'm thinking of getting a new vacuum cleaner soon.
That's about as wild and crazy as it gets over here.
100%. You need that young... I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
You need that young element.
Young, dumb, full of cum.
Exactly. Where you are invincible and you just want to go out and you just want to experience things.
I think this movie works better...
when you have an experience.
When you have that mentality as well. Because for me, and I didn't... this is the only word I could choose to describe it, even though it feels a little bit harsh. Everyone felt a little naive for me.
Yeah.
And even Bodhi...
100%.
Who Patrick Swayze, I don't know how old he was when he filmed this. He probably would have been closer to 30, I would say. Still just feels like a naive kind of
20-something.
Like a young boy who thinks he's wise but isn't. And I feel that way about most of the characters in this film. That I feel like it's like, yeah, you reckon you know what you're talking about, but you really don't know what you're talking about. And so I think if I am that age and I'm similarly minded, I think I like this movie a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
Having said that, I think it's a solid 4-star movie because the action sequences are fucking spectacular.
And also, it's a retro element for us. Like it's a nostalgic element for us. Sorry.
And look, maybe I take more enjoyment out of it now. Talking about what I was saying before about coming at it as that it's almost a reflection on that kind of masculinity, and it's kind of deconstructing that. Yeah. And so maybe because I mean, it's probably not. It's probably what's the word I'm thinking of? It is probably of significance that it's directed by a woman, and it is such a hyper masculine movie.
It is.
So there would be some kind of element of criticism there of that kind of masculinity.
I love that. I love that that the only Oscar-winning director has directed this film.
Well, I mean, Kathryn Bigelow is has not made a bad movie.
No, I didn't like Hurt Locker.
Yeah,
the one that she won it for.
Love Hurt Locker.
Why does everyone love Hurt Locker? Really?
Because it's 2 hours of sweating bullets.
Yeah, it felt like it went for fucking 4.
That is so effective for me. Like, I've never, ever, my knuckles were white for that film. And I appreciate
Zero Dark 30.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Yeah. But she's great. She's great. She's really, really great.
She makes good films.
She out-actions
so many
people, and there are a lot of people that wouldn't even realise that this is directed by a woman.
Kathryn Bigelow, that's a weird name for a guy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you never knew a guy called Kathryn before. That's probably their first instinct too. Is this guy French or something?
Yeah, bro. No, they're like, oh, Kathryn Bigelow, man.
Dude,
he's so cool. He's got like a girl's name.
Yeah. It's like, well, I mean, it's kind of...
I'm going to talk like that for the rest of the night.
It's like Jan de Bont.
Yeah,
it's written as Jan, which
Jan de Bont
is my secret for the listeners out there. They can all enjoy this story. Jan is my mother's name. So when I saw Jan de Bont, I thought Twister was directed by a woman 100%. For a very long time.
Yeah, Speed directed by a woman.
Speed directed by a woman because I was like Jan de Bont. Oh, Jan, it must be a woman.
Wrong.
No.
You non-worldly little child.
Jean de Bont. I think that's it. Nicholas, Point Break.
Point Break, man.
Lots of fun.
I can't wait to watch it again.
Did you watch the remake?
Why on earth would I waste my fucking time?
Well, I think that's the final statement on that one. I don't think we need to say any more about that. Next, should we move on to our next segment?
Would you watch it, Tys? Are you going to watch it?
No.
Who's watching it? Oh, God.
Who cares?
And it bombed hard.
It bombed hard. It was reviewed terribly. And they made him about extreme sports.
Exactly.
And
you didn't get the point.
That was 10 years too late.
And that's the thing, Tys. I doubt it. No, you know what? I'm not going to even give it a breath. I was going to say, it probably didn't have that surfer, because that kind of... the exports person of that persona that Bodhi has, of the bodacious type lifestyle, wouldn't exist in extreme sports.
There is a certain kind of, like we were saying, the spirituality and that not mysticism. That's maybe a bit much.
No,
but that exists in surfing.
That lifestyle, exactly.
That it doesn't exist in.
But it's also more believable in a surf lifestyle as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it's it's being at one with nature and watching sunsets over the beach and cruising down and then having a couple of beers and around a campfire. Like it's already a very earthy lifestyle.
Exactly.
Whereas
extreme sports is
rollerblading on a half pipe doesn't really have the same kind of effect. I think.
No, pass.
Or what's it called?
Spelunking.
Parkour.
Why did you have to say it that fast?
Because isn't that that's what
Is it because it's got Asian elements in it? I thought it was French.
It's the meme when
I don't know what memes are.
Anytime anyone like accidentally rolls and tries to do something kind of physically, you stop and go parkour. Very good. Nick,
so good. Tys,
what did you watch this week?
All right.
Hey, so we've had a couple of weeks off, so we've probably watched a fuck ton each, hey?
We have. Do you want to do 2 each?
Let's do 2 each. That's fair.
I like that. 2 each. What have I watched?
Yeah, I'm going to go to my diary. So,
okay. All right. I've got some good ones here.
Okay, go for it.
I've got the opposite ends of the spectrum here. Should I start with the bad and then go to the good?
Yes.
Okay. A couple of nights ago, it's been on my list for a while because I do love the director. And I do love the actors that are in the film. I partook in the viewing of 2009's Lovely Bones. The Lovely Bones.
Oh.
Directed by Peter Jackson.
Okay.
It was something that I'd wanted to watch for a while because I was very curious about the man who's given us the amazing Lord of the Rings trilogy that I could watch just any time. With more of a serious film, what he would do. Now, I know that having seen a few of other Peter Jackson films, such as, what was it? Is it Heavenly Creatures? Yeah. So Heavenly Creatures is more of a serious tone. So he does do things like that well. For those who don't know, Lovely Bones is about a 14-year-old girl watches from sort of a limbo as her family piece together who raped and murdered her. Mm-hmm. So it's not a light film.
No, it's definitely not.
And it's a very different movie because it's from the viewpoint of her. And this is where I kind of had, it just didn't, I don't know, it wasn't there for me. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. I was quite bored. It felt like Peter Jackson was kind of having, because it's a book, I know it's a book, and a lot of people know, because the book has quite a lot of imagery in it, Peter tried to really bring his special effects knowledge to the forefront of this film, but what it did for me was just, it looked like he was just wasting time filling it with pretty things to look at rather than getting to the crux and the heart of the film. So
I think that might be a pretty common criticism of that film. I remember thinking the same way.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it when it came out, and when it got to that point where I was kind of like, I should care about this, and
but I fucking don't. Like, I really don't.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's when it got to a point where I was like, well, okay.
Yeah,
if that's how it's going to be.
And I'm not. We are not the heartless of people. I've cried in RSCV ads on the boy who's sitting on the porch when his dad hasn't come home yet. I bawl my fucking eyes out. Like, seriously. This movie just didn't. How are you hitting the wrong notes? Like, you're just getting it wrong. So Mark Wahlberg didn't help. I didn't really think that he was believable at all.
He's the dad.
He's the dad. Yeah. Hands off to.
Hats off.
Hats off. What did I say?
Hands off.
Hands off.
Hands off.
Hands off. Rachel Weisz always bringing the gold, but hats off to Stanley Tucci, who plays the murderer, and just Jesus Christ, just makes your absolute skin crawl just to watch what he's doing. Yeah. So I couldn't even take. It was hard. It was a hard watch. It was just boring. So yeah, not good, man. Not good. Even the visuals, like the visuals were okay, but they were like, I was like, oh, that looks just really fake. Nothing tangible to it at all.
No.
That is just a flat green screen. It's just a boring shit.
Some artistic choices, but I think overall, very much style over substance. Yeah. What inspired that watch?
It's always just been there.
It's just been one that I thought,
I'm just like, you know what? It's time. I'm gonna watch this because trying to make sure, especially because Sam was watching with me, and Sam, since Little Man, time is precious, so we don't really get to watch a lot of movies. So she's like, yeah, gone are the days of us rewatching Deadpool for the 5th time. You know, I want to watch something new. Give something new a shot, even if it's shit. So we watched that, and fail.
Fail indeed.
On the flip, can I go on the flip side because it's going to be really quick?
Yeah, go for it, man.
On the other end of the spectrum, Tyson, I am very late to the game, and Sam and I went to the cinema to see Joker.
Nice, which I still have not yet done. So
no spoilers whatsoever. To the point where I'm not even going to talk about the film at all. All I'm going to say is that the hype is real. That's it.
That's all.
Go see the film. The hype is really real. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If DC can launch pad off the back of that and make their films a little bit more serious, I don't think so. I know that the director has come out and said that it is a one-off. There will be no Batman. This has got
not in this universe.
Yeah. He's on his own. There will be no sequel. This is a standalone film, which I absolutely fucking love.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man.
With the right amount of money, sure, I'm sure he's going to turn around. But
it's getting to a certain point, they're going to because when it's one dump trunk of money, maybe when it's two dump trunks of money,
exactly. And it is like it's still making a shitload of money. Still,
it's killing it. It's absolutely killing it the world over.
Hype is real. Get on it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to talk about it. I actually feel like I need to talk about a few things.
Yeah, do it, man.
Right, because it's been a. I've watched a few things that I was really excited about.
Yeah.
First thing I'm going to start with was my last watch of October that I snuck in on November 1st because it was one that I wanted to watch this October and never got it.
You're talking about a horror
movie? To it. Yes.
Yeah.
And it was because I realised that I got through October without watching a John Carpenter movie, and that makes me sad.
Nice.
So I watched one that I hadn't seen before, which was In the Mouth of Madness.
Oh, yeah.
1994.
I've always wanted to see that.
Sam Neill.
Yeah.
It's kind of speaking of Lovecraft, it's kind of Carpenter doing a Lovecraft thing.
Okay.
And it's really fun. I really, really dug it. It's so it's about this Sam Neill plays like this insurance agent who is given the gig of trying to track down a writer who has gone missing. And the writer's name is Sutter Kane.
Yep.
And he is the Stephen King of this environment, of this universe.
Yep.
Even like his book, the fronts of the books, all Sutter Kane. Sorry, did I say Sutter King?
You said Sutter Kane.
Good, Sutter Kane.
Yeah.
And so even like the covers look like Stephen King novel covers.
Yeah.
And it turns out that his writing is getting to a point where it may be potentially opening the door to an alternate universe that is filled with the ancient evils of described in Lovecraft novels.
Sure.
It's fucking wild. Like it really is.
Good premise.
It's fucking crackers.
Yeah.
And I was really surprised. Sorry, that's probably annoying. Everyone can hear that.
Man.
But,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was really surprised with just how bonkers it went. Like it goes off the rails.
Right.
Really great creature design. Yeah, like it's wild.
Yeah.
It's that apocalyptic kind of paranoia movie as well. There's a lot of that floating in it. It gets really bizarrely meta at the end, which I was like, oh, this is cool. I really like this. Yeah, it's a head trip, and I really dug it. And like really interesting character actors that pop up here and there for stuff. Like Charlton Heston is in a scene or two.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, really recommend it. I had a good time with that. That was great. I went and saw Judy, the Judy Garland biopic.
Oh yeah.
Which is
any good? I haven't read any reviews.
I really liked it. It's incredibly moving.
Judy Garland is played by
Renee Zellweger, and fuck me, she is something else. Like, she was just so good, and like, it's a really interesting portrayal because it's so, you know, when it's like there's this thing where it's like you can get like a really good impersonation.
Yeah,
you can also get like almost like a parody impersonation, or you can get like completely ignoring it and just going for the essence of the person.
Oh, sure.
She does this fourth thing, which I found really interesting, whereas she is almost satirically doing a Judy Garland, but to the point where it becomes really powerful. Like
a Ray.
She's
like
so
Jamie
no.
Foxx,
Like she's
where
so
you don't see Jamie
she's
Foxx
so over the top with her Judy Garland isms,
right?
That it becomes really like an amazing choice.
Okay.
And I was like, this is actually very, very effective.
Okay.
Because it becomes...
It's a bold choice.
Yeah, I thought it really was.
Okay.
It was like her performance was like...
Especially because it's Judy Garland.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, yeah.
Like it was almost like a performance based around your memory of Judy Garland, not the actual footage of Judy Garland, like those heightened aspects of her. I really dug it. Like, I think there's some really great stuff in it. There's really lovely little subplots about what she meant to her fans. And it says a lot about how we idolize people and the damage that can cause those people, the way we idolize them as fans. Yeah. And another really cool choice is the way they show some flashbacks to to her days of working in the studio system.
Yeah.
And this heightened reality they use to show the evils of the producers Hollywood. And things like that treated her fucking horribly.
Yeah, they did.
They subtly make it like they keep it in her POV, but not overly, just subtly enough that you can see that it's not reality, what she's seeing, but it's not like they're not hideous monsters either. It's just this off-putting point of view.
I like it.
Dug it a lot. So yeah, well worth watching, Judy, I thought as well. And lastly, oh fuck, I've got too many things.
No,
I'm just going to say straight up, Dolomite Is My Name. Watch it.
Oh,
probably one of my favorite movies of the year so far. That's all I'm going to say. It's hilarious. Eddie Murphy is fucking amazing in it.
I can't wait to watch it.
It's so good. It's just on Netflix. Chuck it on because I think we should talk about it. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And then today, Nicholas, just today.
Tys, what did you watch?
I took myself to the cinema. I had a few hours to kill before we were recording.
Okay.
And instead, it's too far for me to drive home and then drive back here.
Right.
Found myself a tiny little cinema.
Nice.
Terminator Dark Fate.
Tyson, how'd you go?
Well, look. I disagree that it's the best of the sequels since number 2.
Okay.
I think it's not... we had a similar conversation before. I said this.
Off the air, yeah.
Off the air. It amazes me how much people hang shit on Genesis when this movie is not better than Genesis in... I don't think if in any way it's in the action sequences.
Okay.
Which...
This movie is better in the action sequences?
This movie is better in its action sequences.
Yeah.
I think some of the choices it makes with the characters, some of the story elements, the dialogue, the weird attempts at humor, like just the kind of nothingness of it all. Like at the end of it all, it was kind of like it was a really big action.
Pissed him off that much,
Jesus.
people.
It was a big action-packed kind of extravaganza with very little at stake, surprisingly.
Oh, okay.
Whereas at least Genesis like swung for the fences, man.
Yeah.
It swung hard.
It swung really hard.
And I
missed, but still it swung hard.
In a lot of ways it did miss. And that was the thing. People were coming out of that and just like, oh, it's so shit, blah, 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 blah. But I remember when I came out, I was like, this movie has balls. Like...
Seriously, it's 1 and 2 and that's it, man. Come on.
I know, like it will never be anything but...
No, they've got to stop trying.
They should stop trying.
Yeah.
I'm sad that because I kind of thought this one might be the one.
Especially with everyone back.
Back.
How was Edward Furlong, Tyson? Eddie Furlong, man.
Dude, it's not Edward Furlong.
What do you mean?
Like...
What do you mean it's not him? Because he's fat? Is he fat?
No,
Did he lose some weight?
It's a flashback.
Oh, what?
Like
it's previous footage?
No,
Is it old footage?
It's digital recreation, if anything.
Oh, come on,
It's fine.
man.
It's definitely not the real Edward Furlong. They couldn't get him out of bed. It's their way of asking permission for his likeness for a small flashback.
Okay.
I will say there's some de-aging in this.
De-aging?
That is the best de-aging I have ever seen.
Really?
Ever.
Yeah, we're getting good.
Oh my
Jesus.
God.
Okay.
There is de-aging of Linda Hamilton that I'm like, is this old footage? And it wasn't.
Right.
But I swore to God when I was watching it, I was like, oh, it's obviously useful. And then I was like, when I saw what happens, and I was like, oh God, no, they've done this is incredible. Oh my God,
We'll
so good.
See for that now.
Well, it happens early in the film, so at least you get it over and done with. Yeah,
I'm still going to watch it. I'll still watch it because I've seen them all. You have to see them all.
You have to see it. I'm not. And
I'm going to watch.
I didn't even hate it.
What is it called? Dead Game. What is it called?
Dark Fate.
Dark Fate.
Yeah, I had to think about it for a second, and I just saw it like literally 2 hours ago. Yeah, I didn't even hate it. I just think I just don't understand how we can hang so much shit on these
Genesis.
on Genesis and these last couple of sequels.
Yeah.
Which, yes, I don't particularly love. I feel like I'm kind of sticking up for Genesis for no reason. Because I don't even like it that much.
Yeah.
But it's not better or worse than 3 Genesis or...
You're going to put Salvation in there?
No, it's definitely better than Salvation. I hate Salvation. But it's, and it is what it is. Lynn Hamilton, well, it's fucking great to see her, man. It's really great to see her. And she kicks ass and she's doing her thing. But she's got some awful dialogue that she's saddled with.
Really? Who directed this thing?
Tim Miller, who directed Deadpool. Yeah. And it's written by him and James Cameron. And it blows my mind.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. So it doesn't give me much confidence for the Avatar sequels if this is James Cameron's story.
I could give less of a fuck. I really couldn't. I'm not. No. It's a flat no.
I'm pretty sure. Written by... Oh, no, I'm making that up. Written by Billy Ray, David S. Goyer, and Justin Rhodes.
David S. Goyer? Shit, okay.
Yeah, but he fucking gets his dirty little mitts and everything.
No, but sometimes he comes out with like insane gold and then just the most atrocious shit. I've never seen a writer go so good and so bad at the same time.
Good call. He can actually do,
like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that'll do it though, Nick.
Tys?
I'm interested to hear what you say. After you watch it, there's a couple of things that I want to watch and we'll have a proper talk about. And we might even have like a little bit of a spoilery kind of chat about some stuff 100%. Because there's some choices made in this movie that we need to discuss.
Awesome. All right. Well, before my friend Tys and Tys, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining in.
That's it. Do we want to cross the stream?
We'll do it next time.
All right, nice.
Yeah. Thank you for joining in to our...
Know what our crossing the streams can be? Everyone just get Disney Plus.
Hey!
You know you're going to do it.
Exactly.
And
Come
just,
on. Just do the year subscription. We're all doing it.
And that's it.
Okay? We're all in. Do you know, seriously, 10 million subscribers in 24 hours? 10 million.
It's...
Fuck.
Disney is going to run the world.
Yeah, I know. And then Apple, will buy Disney.
And then Apple will buy Disney. Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to us. Please like, subscribe, all of that stuff. We love all of you for listening to us jokingly go off on tangents. This is what we love.
We do enjoy a good tangent.
We do. This has been a really fun episode.
That was a bit fun, wasn't it? I quite enjoyed it.
Jump on the socials if you want to get in contact with us in any shape or form. We are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Please follow Tys and myself on Letterboxd.
Please do.
TYS_videotape, and I am Nic_videotape.
That's it. Nicholas.
Tyson.
Next week, Nick. So it's time.
Tyson.
Time for a bit of a We Rank stuff. It's been a while. Actually, no, it hasn't been a while. We did a We Rank stuff for our Halloween special episode, but...
We did, but we're talking about a year.
Yeah, we haven't touched a year for a while. Was 2004 maybe the last year we did a ranking of?
Was it? Jesus.
And that feels like that was at least 18 months ago.
That was a while ago.
Yeah. And so we're getting it back and we're hitting the 30-year anniversary.
30-year anniversary, 1989.
Yeah, so there are some ripper films from 1989.
100%. And there are also some ones that are a little bit blown up, but actually they're not that great.
It's true. If you are interested at all and want to get a bit of a sneak peek before next week of what movies came out in 1989, you can jump on Letterboxd and select the year, and it brings up this fucking nifty little graphic of just all the posters, and you can just scroll down and have a squiz and maybe start having a guess as to what films you think are going to occur appear on our lists. Because
and this is what Tyson has just described is the reason I love this app.
It's so helpful, isn't it?
Putting my little man to bed and he's going to sleep and there I am. I'm just scrolling through going, yeah, buddy, I'm here. I'm here still.
And I think if you know us, you might have a good guess at which films are going to be on this list.
I know yours.
I know what a few of yours are going to be.
What's my? Do you know my? I don't even know my top. Actually, I didn't know.
I think I know a few that are going to make an appearance.
100%.
Yeah. Just a bit of a spoiler. Best of the Best, the martial arts movie with Eric Roberts and James Earl Jones, could be a dark horse. Just saying.
Really?
Oh, it's good.
This was the year of Meet the Feebles.
That's going nowhere near my list. I hate that movie.
Everyone hates that movie? No, I'm kidding. I love that. And what's another? Just a pick out of the
blue.
Pick out of the blue. I like to scroll all the way down until I hit something that you go, oh fuck! Do you remember?
The Gods Must Be Crazy too.
Legend of the Overfiend.
Oh, get that shit out of here. It's got one too many glowing dicks for my liking.
Tentacle fucking. Everyone's into it.
Everyone's into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it.
That's going to wrap us.
We shall see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.